Hi, I'm Roger.
And I'm Cindy.
And we're Changing the View. Welcome to Changing the View's Campground Review.
Today, we'll be reviewing one of our all-time favorite campgrounds in Island Park, Idaho, on beautiful Henry's Lake. It's called Henry's Lake State Park.
Henry's Lake State Park. Unfortunately, while we were there, we were very busy with family and didn't think to get a lot of footage. This will be a shorter than usual review with a little less footage. Although we didn't get much footage, we felt like we should still give the information on the park so that others who may not know about this little treasure that we found in Idaho, you could enjoy it too.
Yeah, the thing that we like most about Henry's Lake State Park is that it's absolutely beautiful. The surroundings are amazing. The lake is beautiful. I don't know if we've ever camped in a place as beautiful as Henry's Lake State Park. It's not a resort type campground, so there are not going to be a lot of activities to do. But you can make your own activities that involve nature, like hiking, boating. You can spend an entire day watching wildlife.
So we've seen many different types of birds there. I got a few pictures of some birds that I need to identify. I don't know the names of them, but they were very colorful and very interesting to look at. Last year we saw a moose there.
Yeah, and her calf.
And of course, this year, and her parents were with us as well. We're constantly every day on moose watch. Unfortunately, we didn't see any moose this time, but
we were told they were there.
Yeah, seems like when we would leave and come back, they would say, "Oh, you missed the moose. While you were away, she came out." But anyway, another great advantage to Henry's Lake State Park is the proximity to Yellowstone. You have great access to the west entrance by camping there at this state park.
Yeah, it is right through West Yellowstone, Montana, and it's very convenient.
Yeah.
So great place to stay if you're touring Yellowstone.
So advance reservations are a must if you want to stay at Henry's Lake, and they can be made on the Idaho Department of Parks and Recreation website. The park is a public recreation area that's located on the south shore of Henry's Lake. The campground is 13 miles north of Island Park, Idaho. It occupies 585 acres off US 20 near Goose Bay and the Henry's Lake Outlet.
And the campground itself, it has 3 loops. 58 of the campsites offer water and electric. That you can have the 20, 30, or 50 amp. I don't know if 50 amp's available at all of them.
I'm not sure either.
We had 50 amp, right?
We had 50 amp.
Yeah, so we had 50 amp at ours, but we did not have sewage. And there are 17 campsites that are only electric. They don't have the water, but they do have water that you can use to fill your tanks if you're staying at an electric only site.
Right.
And then there are 8 lucky people who have the full hookup sites. There are only 8 full hookups, but it's still worth it. Our site was in Caddis Loop, and we did not have the full hookup, so we just used the dump station on our way out. It was a paved site. It had a picnic table, and it had a fire ring.
Yeah. The other 2 loops, Adams Loop and Blue Dun Loop, are not paved, but they offer great views of the lake. The Bathhouse in Caddis Loop was top-notch. It was very clean. Wi-Fi is not available. However, we were able to pick up a great cell signal from Verizon.
Yeah, and if you aren't camping, there is a day use area for the park. Entry fee is $5. It includes access to the boat launch. You can enjoy any of the lake activities that you can think of: kayaking, boating, fishing. Kayaking, boating, fishing, etc. And that $5 fee, it applies to extra vehicles. If you have more than 1 vehicle on your campsite, they pay $5 per day. So that's, but it's still worth it.
If you don't have an RV, there are 3 camping cabins that sleep 5 people each. It's our understanding that these are on high demand, so if you would like to stay in a cabin, you should probably book as soon as the window opens, which is 1 year in advance.
Yeah, 1 year in advance. That is advised. Even on the campsites, you have to book far in advance because there's a limited number there. In addition to being located near Yellowstone, there are other beautiful places to explore near Henry's Lake. And we had some really great neighbors this year that were residents of Idaho, and they provided us with some recommendations.
Yeah, our neighbors, Darren Nickerson and family, own a woodworking shop in, we don't know if it's Filler or Filer, Idaho, called Cedar Draw Woodworks. They offer great programs to teach woodworking skills to Boy Scouts. Check them out if you're in the area. One of the places that Darren recommended was Mesa Falls. We hiked to the upper Mesa Falls and it was beautiful. He also told us about Johnny Sack's cabin, which had a very interesting story. Unfortunately, it was closed when we were there, so we'll save that for our next trip.
Yeah, COVID, and I think maybe even renovations were going to be done on Johnny Sack's cabin, so we didn't get to see that. But also, a friend of my parents, her name's Carolyn Beckwith, she had recommended an area called Big Springs, and it was near Johnny Sack's cabin. It was a beautiful, beautiful area. We got some really pretty pictures from there. We could not believe the trout you could see in the spring below the bridge, and you could.
Huge.
They have fish food you could buy from the what's that called? A little container. You could purchase fish food, or we threw a few crackers out.
Yeah, that's all we had.
That's all we had. We threw some crackers out and they would come out of the water and grab the cracker. It was amazing. But beautiful area.
Beautiful area. Pets are welcome in Henry's Lake State Park, but as in most other campgrounds, they must be kept on a leash. Bags and waste cans are provided in the park for your convenience. Owners are expected, of course, to pick up after their pets. It may not be wise to take the pets on a hike, though. The day before our arrival, there was actually an attack by a grizzly bear on the trail about a mile north of the campground. Fortunately, the man survived the attack.
Yeah, that was pretty scary, but as in many campgrounds, you're going to have different prices for the campsites. They range from $20 to $31 per night, which we thought it was very reasonable. And then the cabins range from $50 to $55 per night. So that's really reasonable. I don't know a lot about the cabins. I don't know if they have a kitchen area or if it's just like tent camping in a cabin where you wouldn't have all of the
right.
Conveniences, but you could use the bathhouses, and they have beds. I know they have beds in their bunks, I believe, but it's still a great price for a cabin.
Great. Thanks for watching, and if you're planning to visit Henry's Lake State Park, you can click the link below to make your reservations.
Happy camping, guys. We hope you have a wonderful time at Henry's Lake.
We'll see you down the road.